Hi, my name's Andrew Helmich from Impact Images. When brides think about wedding days and planning for their wedding day, rain is probably their biggest single fear. It's the one thing that you can't control, but if you have a little bit of prior planning beforehand, everything should go fine and it shouldn't be such an interruption. So in this short video, I'm going to give you 9 different things to think about as far as planning for your ceremony. If you're having an outdoor ceremony and it looks like it might rain, or you want to be prepared for rain if it does come. The first thing that I would be looking at organising would be some umbrellas. Now, umbrellas, you can bring these yourself. If you want them to all match and look fantastic in your photos, I would speak to your photographer first. I know at Impact Images, both our studios, Newcastle and Erina Heights, the Central Coast studio, we'll bring umbrellas for the whole bridal party. So we'll have clear ones for the girls, black ones for the guys, and they'll look great in the photos. If you don't want to go out and purchase these umbrellas yourself, or your photographer doesn't have them, speak to the car people. If you're having car hire, they'll often have umbrellas there. They may not all match, but they should have some good looking umbrellas that may work well with your wedding day. So that's my number one option. Car people or photographer should both have those available for you guys, especially if you've got good photographers. Okay, the other option, or the next option, would be a marquee. Now, the marquees these days, I've seen them, holding people, a number of people from 50 up to 200. And you can get, and any size in between. You don't need to organise sides and doorways and all that sort of thing. You can just order the basic marquee if it's for your ceremony. No sides, just a roof and poles. They'll normally get erected for you from the hire company. They'll get it set up the day before or the morning of the wedding. And look, if you don't use the marquee because it happens not to rain, fantastic, that's great. You can still use that if for some sun protection, or to serve drinks and nibblies or canapes after the ceremony. So you should get some use out of this marquee no matter what. Okay, so not a bad option. You may have to get permission to set this up if you're on council land, which more than likely you will be if it's an outdoor wedding. So just check with them. Okay, it should be okay, but they just like to know about those sort of things. Another common option that sort of most people go straight back to before the marquee and the umbrellas is their reception venue. Now that can be a great idea as well. If you have your heart set on having an outdoor ceremony, you need to look carefully at the reception venue that you pick for your wedding, and just check that they have got room to have you and all your guests inside if it happens to be a wet day. Some reception places will say, yeah, we can fit you, and then when you actually come to the day, then it's just chock-a-block. There's no room, and they have some dingy little back room, and it's not as nice as what you first thought that it was going to be, or that you pictured in your head. So just a little bit of preparation there, and everything should be fine. You'll find that some of the venues will have amazing spaces, so just check on the places that you're picked. And like I said, if it's a big thing to have your outdoor wedding, you need to have that backup plan in place. So make sure you talk to your reception venue. Another option is a hotel. I know in all the areas that we service, Central Coast, Newcastle, Hunter Valley, there's going to be plenty of hotel options. For instance, we've got the Crown Plaza down at Terrigal. There's another Crown Plaza at Newcastle. In the Hunter Valley, you've got lots of different vineyards, and there's also hotels up there as well. So talk to them if you're looking for somewhere to stay the night of your wedding, and you know that you've got a fancy hotel close by and they have large rooms. I would talk to those people and see if you can maybe temporarily book or put a hold on a room for a ceremony, just in case it happens to be raining on your wedding day. So that's another good option there. They'll usually have function rooms. You're probably not going to get the main room for your ceremony if it's a Saturday wedding in spring, because they may be booked already. So, but they may have some other space for you. They don't like to turn you away if they know you're going to have 100 guests or so buying drinks after your ceremony. So they'll try and accommodate you wherever they can, particularly if you're going to be staying there that night and you're bringing all those guests along. So hotel, not a bad option. Apartments. Again, these are, if you're looking for somewhere to stay that night and you're looking at, say, a set of apartments or some apartments, and they have great space, you think there might be good enough room there for your ceremony for all your guests, then talk to the apartment owners and see if that's going to work out for you. And that may be a really good option. Again, thinking around where I shoot, mainly at Terrigal on the Central Coast, we have the Star of the Sea apartments. Bob, who manages that facility there, he will go out of his way to make sure that your day is perfect, and he'll make sure that he finds somewhere to accommodate you and your guests, and and the wedding will be perfect. So apartments, another good option. Look, I mentioned wineries a minute ago. They are fantastic. So they will always have room. Well, most of them will have room, depending on depending on the time of year, who's booked, who's not. Again, if it's a spring or autumn wedding when it's going to be busy, you need to try and source a winery where that doesn't have a booking for a start, but still has that room. You'll find a lot of them have barrel rooms and storage rooms, and some of those can look fantastic when they're done up, and they're going to work really, really well for a ceremony. That says barrel. There's so many wineries around the place. Even the Central Coast has a little winery down there that will accommodate a smaller wedding indoors as well. So that's another good option. Okay, next on my list I've got down surf clubs. Now, so I did a lot of weddings at surf clubs up till about a year ago. I do less now, but there's more and more being built or redone and refurbished, and they look fantastic. And they're the ones that usually get booked up first for actual weddings. So if you're looking for a backup option, I would go to, say, the slightly older weddings, the slightly older surf clubs, the ones that haven't been redone in recent years, and you're more likely to get be able to put a holding deposit, I guess you'd call it, onto one of those places, and you can use that for your ceremony. Again, you probably won't be going there unless it is raining, so you want to try and look for somewhere where you don't have to put too much of a deposit down, and hopefully you can get hold of that room if you do need it. Okay, another option. When I do suggest this to my couples, sometimes they sort of freak out because local halls have like a bit of a dingy, ugly sort of connotation. That says hall, local halls. There's all sorts of halls around the place. There's community halls, Rotary halls. I know that our local yacht club has an area hall, I guess you'd call it a hall, that backs right onto the water. So there are some really good looking halls around. Some of them will need some dressing up, sure. That goes without saying, but it can be a great option. They're not going to cost you very much. You can put a hold on it for a long time in advance, and you can get down there and dress it up in the morning of the wedding, or send someone else down there to do that if it comes to that. So it's not a big outlay to have that on hold. Again, do a bit of looking around. I'm sure you'll find something in that regard. The last option I've got down here is house. So look, you may know someone that has a fantastic house. It could back onto a beach. It could just be a large, modern, open plan house. You really do you need something, I guess, open plan. So it does have to be quite modern or redone. And you'll be surprised at how many people you can fit into an area like that. So if you know someone that's got a great house, one of your guests or family, you can put it to them that it may be an option. Sure, you'll be up for some cleaning fees and things like that afterwards, but it's still going to be better than being stuck out on the beach in wet weather. Okay, so what have I got? They've got 9 different options there. I'm sure you'll find something in there to suit yourself. As far as prices go, umbrellas obviously going to be the cheapest. Marquee can get expensive depending how big you go for, so that's going to be a few dollars there. Reception venue, that should be no charge. They should normally include that when you go and see them. Hotel, probably some dollars to hold it, but again, if you're going to be bringing 100 guests there for drinks, then that should be pretty minimal. Apartments, possibly no charge. I know Bob will look after you at Star of the Sea. Winery and barrel rooms, definitely you'll have to pay for those. Okay, so just have a talk to the local wineries where you're planning on having a ceremony, and see what you can come up with there. Sometimes they have a payment plan where you have to pay some money and then also buy a case or two of wine. So at least you're walking away with something as well for your money spent there. So that may be a good option. And look, if I had a great winery picked out for my ceremony and it didn't happen to rain, I would probably still be going there for photos, because you would have picked that place because you liked it. So it's not all lost having those dollars spent there. Surf clubs, definitely. You'll have to check as far as drinks go at surf clubs. They do have some licensing rules. If you're not having drinks, I'm sure that won't be a problem, and I don't think you pay too much there for a surf club on a Saturday afternoon, particularly if you're going to be out of there before the evening so they can run other functions after yours. Local halls, pretty cheap. They'll run from around $30 an hour. So again, not very much. You can book that well in advance, have them on hold. They will take, you will need more money there to dress those up, okay, and make them look the way you want them to look. House, if you know someone, I guess you're going to have cleaning fees. That's about So that's about all you're going to have there, unless you're going to be paying your friends or family for the use of the house. Those cleaning fees, they may run up to, I guess, to into the hundreds, depending on how dirty everyone was and their feet, and yeah, what the day was like. So look, I hope that helps. At the end of the day, you know, after it's all said and done, the main thing is that you guys are getting married. So, you know, don't worry too much about the weather. Just enjoy the day. Make sure you've got those plans in place, and remember that you're getting married. And that's, you know, once you've done that, and you're smiling, you're going to be getting great photos no matter what. Everyone will have a great time, and that's the most important part. Look, that's it for me today. I hope you can stop by our website. That's www.impact-images.com.au. I'd love to see you there. And if you're looking for a wedding photographer, make sure you give us a look. And yeah, we'd love to talk to you. All right, thanks for that. See you next time. Bye.